The year is 845 AD. The Seine lies quiet, a silver thread through the heart of Francia. Then, like a dream or a nightmare, shadows appear. A fleet of longships, their dragon heads snarling, glides through the morning mist. At the helm stands Ragnar Lothbrok, warrior king, myth made flesh. This is no mere raid. Behind him, 5,000 Viking warriors hunger for glory. Their war drums echo across the water, each beat a promise of blood. The Frankish world has never seen such fury. Ragnar isn't driven by gold alone, he's chasing legend. His gamble is bold. Strike at Paris itself, the crown jewel of Charles the Bald's empire. Every stroke of the oar brings them closer. The fog breaks, towers rise, bells begin to toll, and still the longships come. Ragnar's eyes lock on the city gates. He doesn't flinch. Today, the Norse gods watch from the sky, and whether Paris burns or not, his name will live forever in fire and steel. Paris awakens to dread. Church bells scream, echoing across narrow streets and stone towers. Soldiers scramble to the ramparts, peasants flee into cathedrals, and nobles clutch relics, praying for divine mercy. But mercy isn't coming. Count Odo, commander of the Frankish defense, surveys the oncoming storm. What he sees chills him to the core. Over 100 Viking ships blocking the Seine like an iron curtain. Ragnar Lothbrok has come not just with warriors, but siege engines, ladders of fire. The Vikings land in waves, their axes gleaming, their shields marked with runes. The Frankish defenders shout Latin prayers, but the Norse answer in roars and war horns. The river becomes a battlefield, black with ships and red with sky. Ragnar paces the shoreline like a wolf, commanding, calculating. The clash of civilizations has begun, and this siege, it's not about who's stronger. It's about who can outlast, outweep, and outfight in the shadow of the gods. The first assault begins with a scream and a storm. Viking berserkers charge the walls, foaming at the mouth, their eyes wild with fury. Fire arrows arc down from the battlements, turning night into flame. Boiling oil rains from above, melting flesh from bone. But the Norse push forward. Shield walls form and move like waves crashing against the cliff. Ladders slam against stone. Men climb, fall, scream, rise again. The Franks fight with discipline, but they've never seen anything like this. Ragnar fights among his warriors, blood painting his face, cloak of flame, axe singing in the air. He laughs, not because it's easy, but because the chaos feeds him. Smoke chokes the air. The Seine runs thick with bodies. Yet the Vikings never stop. To them, this is more than war, it's destiny. Paris must fall because Ragnar wills it. And if the walls do not break under force, they will crumble under pressure. One assault down. The siege is just beginning. Suddenly, Ragnar orders a retreat. Trumpets blare. Vikings fall back, dragging the wounded and burning their siege towers. To the Franks, it seems like a miracle. Cheers erupt on the ramparts. Count Odo claims victory. But something feels wrong. Ragnar doesn't retreat in defeat. He retreats with purpose behind a riverbank. The Norse establish a new rhythm. Raucous feasts, night chants, drums that echo through Paris like a death clock. They dance, drink, and mock the walls that repelled them. Inside the city, the victory celebration fades quickly. Food supplies dwindle. Disease creeps through the alleys. Paris is under siege. Not by fire, but by fear. And Ragnar, he watches from afar, every move calculated. He understands war isn't always won with muscle. It's won with mind games. He whispers rumors of his own illness, a dying king seeking peace. But it's all smoke and shadow. This is Ragnar's greatest weapon. Patience, misdirection, and a grin that says, checkmate is in view. Inside Paris, the mood turns grim. The victory over Ragnar now feels hollow. Streets reek of decay. Rats scurry past corpses. With no reinforcements coming, Count Odo grows desperate. The Emperor is too far. The people whisper of betrayal from the heavens. Meanwhile, Ragnar's emissaries approach, offerings of peace for a price. The Franks scoff, but then they hear it. Ragnar is sick, dying, some say, carried in a cart, gasping for breath. But it's a ruse, a masterstroke. Ragnar spreads the story himself, even staging his weakness for spies to witness. The Frankish court, shaken and starving, begins to crack. They agree to the payment. 7,000 pounds of silver and gold to buy peace. They think they've outlasted a dying beast, but they play right into his hands. Ragnar's gamble wasn't about conquest, it was about control. And now, with coffers full and blood untouched, the Norse king prepares his final move, an exit worthy of legend. As dawn breaks, the dragon-headed ships sail once more, this time not with war, but with wealth. The Vikings leave in silence, their ships heavy with gold. Paris is still standing, but it's a hollow victory. The people watch in awe as the enemy vanishes, not defeated, but fulfilled. And at the bow of the lead ship stands Ragnar Lothbrok, tall, strong, and very much alive. The sickness was a lie, the defeat an illusion. What he took was more than treasure. He took Paris's pride. He rewrote the rules of war. He showed that the mind could conquer where steel could not. As the longships vanish into the horizon, they leave behind more than scorched memories. They leave behind a legend. Ragnar didn't burn Paris. He broke it without a blade, and the echo of his gamble will ripple across Europe for centuries. This was not a raid. It was a message. Beware the man who fights like a god and thinks like a king. Ragnar may have conquered Paris with cunning and steel, but now it's your turn to conquer history. Subscribe to Timeless Legend for more epic battles and forgotten legends that shaped the world. Comment below, was Ragnar a brilliant tactician or a ruthless opportunist? And don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss the next raid.